Hey folks, John here. Thank you for tuning in and welcome back once again to This World, My Take, where the headlines meet real life. It's always an honor and I thank you for always stopping by to check out what we have to say on this platform. And I will please beg on you to please help the platform grow. Take a moment out of your time, hit that subscribe button, smash the like and turn on your notification button so that whenever I do drop something, you'll be notified and be the first to check it out. Thank you, folks. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the vlog. Guys, this phenomenon of racism is a worldwide thing. It's not just specific to a particular region of the world. Although I would say this, it is common in other parts, but I want us to go to Mexico once again. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mexico, a beautiful country, beautiful food, beautiful culture. It reminds me of my upbringing, you feel me? And it's a complex society. What do I mean by it's a complex society? It is a society that you need to live in it to understand it. Do not listen to what people tell you when you're out of a country about that country, because those opinions, sometimes they might be propagandas to just make you hate people from that country. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to talk about the situation of racism, right? Recently in America, there's been this whole situation of Latinos standing up and calling out the black folks for not standing and supporting them with this whole Trump administration push to deport and, send home some of those that are illegally present in America. I would say this, in any country that you go to, be it America, be it Mexico, Brazil, whatever. Bro, if you are illegal in a country for so long, because I understand that for some of the news that we've been hearing, there have been people that have been living in America for 25 years and they ain't got no visas. If you go to a country, make sure that your first year, at least first year or tops, your first 2 years, you try to legalize your stay. Because some people go to countries as tourists, some people go to country as students. Try to ensure that you legalize your stay. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would say this, man. Racism in Latin world is nothing new, because we know that when you look at Latin America, they are descendants of Europe, and some cases not the best part of Europe. The part of Europe that had a crazy history, especially during and after the Second World War. And we noticed that some of these descendants, we know from history that some Europeans left Europe during the First War and Second War, and they moved to continents like Latin America and South America. We talk about the Brazil, the Argentinas, the Paraguay, and so on and so forth, Colombia, and some of them also moved to North and Middle or Central America, Mexico, Honduras, and so on and so forth. Which is why, if you go to these regions today, if you visit, because I have visited all of those regions. Yes, I'm a world tourist. I've visited all of those regions and I've lived in all of these regions for at least a week or two. If you go to this places, you will see people with European, blue-eyed, Caucasian, and so on and so forth. That being said, these people moved to these parts and they started reproducing. So there's a mixture of the local community and European. Now, I want us to come to this situation which happened in Mexico City. Beautiful city, by the way. Great metropolitan. You should check it out. And there's this situation of another foreigner who moved to Mexico City. She goes by the name Elizabeth Patricia. She's actually from Peru. And there is a disturbing video of this woman misbehaving towards security guards in the apartment building where she lived. I will warn you, this is very, very disturbing. I want you to watch it and then we will come back and talk about it. I own no rights to this video, okay? Just watch this.
No te explico que es mi casa. Que por esto, que pagué 7 millones, que no vale, que tú eres un pinche trabajador. 7 millones yo los pagué de mi bolsillo.
Puedes apoyar, nada más hacer
Apóyanos,
presencia.
bebé,
Lo que
apóyanos.
pasa es que estoy siendo de divorcio.
Entonces, ¿quién eres tú?
Ni idea, o sea, es un residente
No,
nuevo.
espérate. O sea, vete, güey. No le hagas cosas a tu loca. Te lo mereces, güey. Y como en México, ¿es normal esto? Me vale güey. No inviertas aquí. Yo soy millonaria y mira lo que tengo que vivir en esta bajeza. Y estoy esperando vender para zafarme de esto. Pero mientras tanto me toca aguantar al gato, a la gata piojosa que me pegó, güey. Porque es una violentadora. Me pegó, güey, me pegó. ¿Por qué no me pegas? A ver, maricona de mierda. Soy peruana, a ver, mexicana, a ver. Vente, anda. Pégame.
Vestida ya y soltala.
Ya, por favor.
Patricia, ¿me puedes soltar?
No, tú nunca le das.
¿La puedes soltar?
Me vas a agradecer.
Soltala.
No,
Soltala. Soltala.
Ella me agredió.
Bueno, pero
¿la puedes soltar? ¿La puedes soltar? ¿La puedes soltar?
Ya. 1, 2, 3, ya. Ya, gracias. Gracias.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I warned you. That was very disturbing. That was a very disturbing video. But this is not the first time nor the second time that I'm seeing such a video. I lived in Brazil for 8 years. I saw that. I went to Argentina for vacation. I did see that. It's crazy. But you will ask yourself, what will bring a human being to the level of spitting at another human being who works to ensure that where she lives is secured? Now, Miss Elizabeth Patricia is from Peru and she lives in Mexico. You are not even happy that a country let you come in and live. You share the same language, Spanish. You act this way to what? The security guard looks like a native, like the native of Mexico, not because this Elizabeth Patricia looks like a descendant of Europe. But we know that in Mexico, this is very common. They always act like that. They think like the natives are beneath them. This woman climbs on the counter. Apparently, she has a situation which maybe is not handled the way she wants it to be handled, but that doesn't give her the authority and the right to spit in the face of this security lady. She spits on this security's face and says that you deserve it. Now, I don't know about you, my Mexican brothers and sisters. Nobody does this to an American and says you deserve that. Or there's going to be a backlash. Or there's going to be some cars being burnt and things being done. You feel me? And then she says, you deserve it. And because this is normal in Mexico, and then she spits again. I don't know if people go around spitting on people's faces in Mexico, but I am in Mexico. If something racist, I sense anything racist, god damn it, they're going to be hell to pay. But this lady acts like this just because she keeps talking about apartment that she bought for 7 million pesos. That's a whole lot of money to spend. But that doesn't mean that just because you bought an apartment in the apartment complex for 7 million, you can spit on another human being's face. Now, as you saw, man, another neighbor came down and was like wondering why she's acting that way. And she was just rude and mean towards his neighbor, asking who you are. And which the neighbor said, I'm the new neighbor here. And she said, move along, it's not your business. It's kind of like you think that everybody is so low in mind, low and filth human being that they will see you behave in certain way towards another employee who is genuinely working. Now, I don't know how she made her money. I don't know if she's this trophy wife kind of situation. But I know that in Peru, they are racist. In Peru, Peru is divided. One part of Peru, I've been to Peru. I've traveled Peru. From Peru, I lived in Miraflores, right after the President John Kennedy Park. And I've been to Cuba too, and I understand what this situation is all about. There's a part totally kept for the poor people in Peru. And there's another part totally kept for the blacks in Peru. This is crazy. So she brought that nastiness to Mexico. I want to say this. I don't want to take a whole lot of your time. The Mexican government needs to institute, or different states in Mexico need to come up with a law that says that when such a thing happens, you go to jail immediately. Just like what happens in Brazil. In Brazil, if a video of you comes up like this is evidence, they pick you, they don't even ask you a question. They throw you in jail. This world is complicated. I want you to leave a comment, and I do pray that such a situation doesn't befall me here, because I think the international media houses will come to Mexico for that situation. I'm just saying, and I'm just keeping it real. But let's say no to racism. Let's say no to these European descendants who think that they are better than the native population. This is crazy. Stay blessed, folks.